Show them all. Show them. Hold on. Let's take a moment. Let's take a moment. Let's watch this. There he is. There he is. Oh, this is good.
Yeah. Oh.
You shouldn't be competing against men. I don't want to see a Claressa Shields in the boxing ring against a Terrence Crawford or a Jamal Charlo or a Canelo Alvarez. I don't want to see one of these ladies in UFC going up against Marab.
She has been calling out male boxers, and I'm talking the best of the best, as if she could beat them. No, seriously, this is totally serious. Like, I'm not, this isn't a wind up. I mean, she's hurt there pretty badly. Yeah. Like, you see, she lays down and she ain't hopping back up. This is why women should not be in a ring with a man. Or if you are sparring a man, she's going full tilt.
The audacity of the moment hit Stephen A. Smith like a punch he never saw coming as he watched that leaked tape. Seeing Claressa Shields, the GWOAT herself, hit the canvas against a male sparring partner sparked a familiar, sharp-tongued debate about the lines we draw in combat. He didn't just disagree. He scoffed at the very notion of women crossing into the men's ring, instantly drawing a jagged line back to the rise and fall of Ronda Rousey. It felt like a recurring dream of misplaced confidence. Remember when an undefeated Rousey stood atop the world, playfully suggesting she could actually dismantle Floyd Money Mayweather? It was a bold cinematic claim that lived forever until Amanda Nunes finally shattered the illusion. No disrespect to Ronda's legendary legacy, of course, but the memory remains a haunting reminder of the wide, brutal gap between reality and the headlines she once chased.
I remember years ago when Ronda Rousey joked about how when she was undefeated, before Amanda Nunes put it on her, no disrespect to Ronda Rousey, but she was talking about how she could beat Floyd Money Mayweather. Now, come on now. We now know what would have happened to her. We knew it before, but we certainly knew after what we saw Amanda Nunes do to her. And Holly Holmes, by the way, before that. We saw that. We know that in most instances, even though there are women that can beat some men out there, by and large, the elite women don't deserve to be competing against the elite men. And by deserve, I mean, I'm not talking about warranted based on their credentials. I'm talking about based on their gender.
Standing her ground, Claressa Shields fired back with the cold, hard defiance of a woman who has lived in the trenches of the boxing gym. She didn't just explain. She reminded the world that her journey was forged in fire, trading heavy leather with men since the very beginning of her storied career. To her, this wasn't some theoretical debate. It was a brutal, daily reality where she had already put multiple male partners on the canvas. One leaked moment, one slip to the floor in a sweaty gym session, meant absolutely nothing in the grander, blood-soaked picture of her legacy. It wasn't a weakness, just a single heartbeat in a lifetime of war. She knows the truth. One man finding his mark doesn't erase the championships or redefine the warrior she's become.
Is it true you only spar against men?
Yeah. So sparring with the men is just like, I can't spar with the women. I have to take it easy on them. Okay. But I'm getting ready for real combat, and I'm trying to knock girls out. All the girls that I fight against are very strong and big. Yeah. I mean, the last girl I fought against, Danielle Perkins, she probably built like you a little bit. You know what I'm saying? And she wasn't nobody to be played with. So when I spar against the men, I can actually throw my punches and see what I'm working with. So when I go to the fight, you know, I don't say like I beat my sparring partners up, but I definitely don't get my ass kicked.
Yeah. You know? When did you start that? Like just sparring with men?
At the age of 11.
Oh, so you had, wow.
When I was 15, I sparred against my first grown man. He was 23, I was 15. Damn. I whooped his ass.
So. The plot thickened as Claressa Shields threw down a daring gauntlet, officially calling out Rolly Romero for a high-stakes professional showdown. It was a move that sent shockwaves through the fighting world, yet Stephen A. Smith wasn't buying the hype for a single second. He cut straight through the noise with a cold, cinematic reality check. For Romero, this isn't a fight. It's a ghost story where there is simply no path to victory. If he wins, he's just the man who beat a woman. If he loses, his entire legacy evaporates in a single night of televised chaos. There is no glory waiting for him at the finish line, only a narrative trap that leaves his career hanging by a very thin, dangerous thread. Every punch he throws in that ring would only echo the impossible position he's found himself in.
Bigger gloves while she's wearing smaller gloves, headgear, whatever. Unless you're going to go in there and let her punch you without you punching her at all, without you trying to win at all, without you competing, you just want to be a punching bag, unless that's what you talk about doing. Here are the scenarios. You're going to hit her and have women groups complaining about how you hit a woman. You're hitting on a woman. Or she's going to kick you. Neither's a winnable situation for you. One's more embarrassing than the other. Both are troubles.
Behind the velvet curtains of the boxing world, Claressa Shields threw a massive, unyielding gauntlet at the feet of every male champion currently holding gold. This wasn't just a casual boast. It was a cinematic declaration of war fueled by a lifetime of breaking every glass ceiling in her path. She leaned into the cameras with the cold, unwavering confidence of a woman who has already conquered the impossible, expressing a deep-seated belief that her refined skills and raw experience could dismantle any man across the ring. Every victory, every title, and every dominant round served as the blood-stained receipts for her ultimate claim. In her mind, the ring doesn't care about gender. It only respects the relentless pursuit of greatness. She isn't just backing herself. She's betting her entire legendary track record on the fact that she is simply an apex predator, no matter who stands in the opposite corner.
Man out there that you could beat in a boxing match?
Absolutely.
Really?
I'm a two-time Olympic gold medalist, undisputed champion. I think people get it kind of. They always say, "Oh, a woman can't beat a man." I spar with men. And I drop men, I bust men nose, I beat men up all the time.
Shannon Sharp leaned in, his voice dropping into that heavy, cinematic tone of a man delivering a hard truth the world isn't ready to hear. He didn't just disagree. He drew a thick neon line between the raw, biological realities of the men's and women's divisions. To Shannon, Claressa's bold vision isn't a breakthrough. It's a collision course with the very foundation of how professional boxing has breathed for a century. He stood firm, reinforcing the cold narrative that gender-specific leagues aren't just suggestions. They are the ironclad walls built for a reason. In this story, the physical gap isn't a hurdle. It's a mountain that separates the two worlds, and trying to bridge it risks shattering the logic of the sport itself. For Shannon, the ring is a place of absolute physics, where the history of the sweet science remains unyielding, regardless of how much heart a warrior brings to the center of the canvas.
Come on now. Did you not see the defense and the offense in my last fight?
Can I ask you a question, Claressa?
Can you answer the
Yes.
question? Did you not see the offense and
That
defense?
was against Franchon. This is Rolly, a 3-division champ.
Listen, guys that really know how to box, I would tell you that they can do what they can do, that they better boxers or skilled or powerful, or whatever they mean. Rolly is not.
Claressa, even if
Rolly
he
is
walks
not.
around at 180, if he walks around, let's just say for the sake of argument, if he's making weight at 147, I'm saying he's probably walking around at 160, 165. I'm going to be generous and say he's stripping between 15 and 20 pounds off. Even at 155, 165, his body still produces more testosterone than yours.
Nobody ever said I was stronger than Rolly. I never said that. You said that. I am telling you off of pure boxing. Look, Deontay Wilder had 41 knockouts. He getting there with a pure boxer like Tyson Fury and lose. This is man to man, but I am telling you, skill to skill, skill to skill.
With the unflinching stare of a veteran who has seen it all, Claressa Shields reminded the world that her journey didn't start under the bright lights. It began in the shadows of gyms for over 20 years. For 2 decades, she has traded leather with men, turning every grueling round into a cinematic masterclass of survival and skill. This wasn't just a casual practice. It was a lifetime of psychological and physical warfare that forged her into an unbreakable force of nature. To her, the gender of her opponent is a mere footnote in a story already written in sweat and blood. She has spent more time dismantling men in the ring than most champions spend in their entire careers, building an elite level of confidence that transcends the traditional boundaries of the sport. Every jab, every slip, and every counterpunch is a testament to a warrior who has already proven she belongs at the highest summit.
right hand.
With the unwavering conviction of a legend, she stares directly into the lens and crowns herself the undisputed GWAT. This isn't just a title. It's a cinematic manifesto, a bold declaration that her name belongs in the same hallowed breath as the icons who define the sport. She's not just a champion. She is the female echo of Muhammad Ali, claiming the exact same immortal status in her own right. To her, the parallels are undeniable, a story of pure dominance that mirrors the greatest journey in boxing history. She isn't asking for permission to lead. She is demanding the world recognize that her throne is just as golden, her legacy just as ironclad, and her impact just as revolutionary as the greatest of all time. In this narrative, gender is the only difference, but the spirit of the fighter remains a singular, towering force of nature that simply refuses to be ignored or outshined.
Is it GWOAT? Is that how it's said?
Yeah,
GWOAT?
like GOAT, but GWOAT, yeah.
Yeah. You made that up, didn't you?
Greatest woman of all time. Muhammad Ali made it up, greatest of all time. I just added the W because I'm a woman.
I love it.
Speaking of the Alis, you got 2 GWOAT chains, and you and Layla, y'all had conversation. Well, I've heard some on the internet about you guys getting at it. She gonna want one of them.
She gonna want what?
One of those GWOAT chains.
You know, if Layla Ali can beat me in a fight, I would give it to her if she can beat me in a fight. But she.
With the cool, measured confidence of a mogul, Claressa Shields pulled back the curtain on the lucrative empire she has built with her own 2 fists. This wasn't just a boast about a paycheck. It was a cinematic revelation of her status as the highest-paid queen in the history of the ring, disclosing that her massive career earnings have now surged past the $8 million mark. Every dollar is a hard-earned receipt for a lifetime of relentless grit and unparalleled dominance, a mountain of gold that serves as the ultimate proof of her absolute skill. She emphasized that this level of generational wealth isn't an accident. It's the inevitable result of being one of the most decorated warriors to ever lace up a pair of gloves. In this story, the money is just the soundtrack to her greatness, reflecting a legacy that is as financially bulletproof as is physically untouchable in the squared circle.
Yeah, listen, women in sports have been doing a lot the past couple years with the WNBA, soccer, even in boxing. I'm not the only woman who's making money.
Right.
But to have this deal get done, I feel like, you know, I'm getting my just due. I won 2 Olympic gold medals. I have 19 world championships right now.
Come on now.
And I think it's fitting to have this great deal come about. And this is a different talk from the time that me and you last spoke, Nate.
Right. That's great. It's good to hear that. You have, how many fights do you have in this deal?
It's a 2-year contract.
A 2-year contract.
Yeah.
So you're getting $8 million over the next 2 years. Anything?
Yeah, but the best thing about this deal is it's the signing bonus, right? So before I step into the ring, I get a large amount. Before I see the 8 M's is just like the minimum. You know, there's other stuff you get around that.
Okay.
So this deal is actually bigger than that. That's just the number that we decided to put out there because if you want to do the math, right? But that's just the minimum.
Right.
That's not everything.
Beyond the glory, Shields finally stared down those jagged digital eyes that tried to rewrite her private world.
Why are you lying, telling 50 that we did anything? I have never been romantically nothing with this man. Never kissed him, hugged him too hard. Is this man crazy? This stud-looking ass boy is pissing me off. And then 50 think that just because he can go talk about let's talk about how you recognize weirdo niggas. 1, I don't know you, right? But somehow you always got videos and pictures of me. I ain't know who this man was to my best friend in me, the one that called him, the one that called his dumb ass. She said, Rez, did you know that this dude, Maserati Bud, got you all over his page? I said, what you mean? She sent me his page. I go to his page.
It's nothing but pictures of me.
Shields finally cut through the noise, dismissing the sordid rumors about her heart as total fabrications. The games are over. She is unleashing the legal hounds to bury the lies and reclaim a legendary reputation they tried so hard to break.
Only dummies believe what anything 50 say. Only dummies believe this dude. Only dummies. People on straight drugs. That's why he play with y'all like that. Well, I don't do drugs. You're not gonna play with me. Can't even be cool with niggas. I promise you. I'm never being like cool or trying to be nice with again. It's over with. It's over with. Nope. He done blew that. He done blew that. Claressa drop a diss track. I'm thinking about it. I'm thinking about it. Real shit. It's my last time entertaining it. Now, my lawyer's on it. And 50, you're gonna have to do a video letting everybody know that you lied on my cat. I hope you're ready to do that. Because if you don't, you still getting sued. You getting sued if you do it. I don't give a you getting sued, 40 Cent. With your goofy ass.
Leaning into her own legend, Claressa Shields exposed the raw truth about her unstoppable gravity within the sport. She didn't just compete. She anchored a night where 18,000 believers shook the very rafters of the stadium. A staggering 77% were women, shattering every stale myth about who holds the ticket to a sold-out show. This was her cinematic manifesto, proving that the hunger for female warriors is finally exploding. To her, that packed house is the only receipt needed to demand equal pay, equal fame, and exact same glory as any man headlining Vegas.
I never wanted to say how many levels we was apart. I didn't want to say that because it was like, at the end of the day, I rocks with you. But now when you start coming for the queen, I gotta show you, baby, it's levels to this. And you're not up here. You're good, but I'm greater than great. Like, I'm up here. These men, the fact that I fight how I fight, and the fact that it ain't been done yet, but that they feel that it's possible that, oh my God, she can beat a man. If I can beat a man in boxing, I can beat them, who regular men.
I think that's the issue, though. They
the
know,
issue.
like, she could probably get me. She shouldn't be saying that.
They intimidated. That's the issue. But I can't help that if you don't train, you don't work out, that I'm boxing for 18 years. I can't help that. But ain't no regular Smo Joe, man or woman, off the block about to come and give me the hands. It's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. Like, I done sparred against Earl Spence, Shakur Stevenson, Jamel Herring, Robert Easton. I done sparred against some really great boxers. And the thing is, no, I ain't saying that I beat these guys up, but I didn't go in there and get dropped and get curved out. I went in there and boxed and did my thing. Get in the gym.
Claressa Shields believes her aura alone is enough to leave the world's elite frozen in their tracks before a single bell rings. She paints a cinematic picture of a ring where even the boldest men blink first. Claiming this haunting dominance is exactly why Keith Thurman vanished when she called his name. To her, it's a psychological haunting, a spectral edge that turns legendary champions into shadow chasers. Recently, as Rolando Romero scoffed at her challenge, Shields saw another confirmation of a deeper truth. They aren't just ignoring her, they are terrified of a woman whose speed and experience have reached a lethal, untouchable peak.
I'm a lot stronger. I am strong as hell at heavyweight. And I know that from how I punch the pads, from the guys I'm sparring with, their reactions when we get tied up in, if we get, tied up in our sparring, how I'm pushing them back, and I got pretty big shoulders and a pretty big back, and I'm actually super strong at heavyweight, so I'm carrying everything the same, and I still got my speed, which we were worried about, but hey, it's still there.
Terrence Crawford sees the game within the game. While he acknowledges Claressa Shields as a combat phenom, he views her legendary callouts of the men's division through a different lens, not as a genuine hunt for a cross-gender clash, but as a masterstroke of psychological branding. To Bud, this isn't about the fight, it's about the spotlight. It's a calculated flex of confidence designed to force the world to look at women's boxing, ensuring her name, and her sport remains at the absolute center of the cultural conversation. In Crawford's eyes, Shields is a visionary using the male champions as a canvas to paint her own greatness, proving that sometimes the loudest noise is the smartest strategy.
We talked yesterday to Claressa Shields. You know who Claressa is, right? Obviously. She said that she wants to fight men and then threw out names of guys she could beat. She said she could beat Keith Thurman, she could beat Sean Porter, she could beat Triple G. When you hear Claressa say that, like, what's your reaction to that?
She's confident. She's confident in her ability and her skills, you know. But that's pretty much what she's saying. I don't think she really want to get in the fight. I mean, in the ring with those fighters that she called out. But at the same time, it just tells you that, you know, she's so dominant in the female boxing world that she need a man to fight, you know. But I don't believe she would actually step foot in the ring with those guys. But she's very confident, and it shows, you know.
The narrative takes a sharp turn here as the roar of the crowd meets the cold wall of boxing's structural reality. To many, Claressa Shields isn't just calling for a fight. She's chasing a mirage that defies the very physics of the sport. Critics argue that by targeting a fighter like Rolando Romero, a man significantly smaller and several weight classes below her, Shields is pushing into a territory where the scales simply don't balance. It's a clash of optics, the undisputed queen versus a world where physiology and sanctioning bodies hold all the power. For the skeptics, this isn't a quest for a championship. It's a high-stakes publicity play, a masterful use of the megaphone to keep the world talking about a fight that the record books might never allow to exist.
Why stronger than you? They're stronger, they're bigger, they're faster. You might be more polished, you might have more accolades, you might have the aura of this unstoppable, immovable object as a woman, but not as a man. You will get beat by Rolly Romero, and you will get hospitalized by a guy like Gennady Golovkin, which you called out one time. I can come out of retirement right now at 40, in my mid-40s, and beat a Claressa Shields. You cannot do that, Chris Mannix. You cannot disrespect women's greatness and men's greatness, or not even greatness, just average, because Rolly Romero is average.
Well, let me drill down that for a minute there, because I fundamentally agree with you that Claressa cannot beat Rolly. I mean, Rolly, for all his wackiness, can punch. Like, and even though he is several weight classes lighter than Claressa Shields, you get hit by Rolly, it's different. It's a lot different than getting hit by Lonnie Daniels and Franchon Cruz-Dezern and all the women that she has fought over the last couple of years. Even if it's just body shots that someone like Rolly is throwing, it would be it would end badly for Claressa.
The bell rings, but the air in the arena feels different. It's a debate that transcends the canvas, a clash not just of gloves, but of deep-rooted biology and the very definition of fairness. Critics point to the raw power etched in muscle mass, arguing that some physiological divides are simply too wide to bridge safely. Yet, in the shadows of the gym, a new question stirs. Could scale and a weight class level the playing field, or is the risk too high for any commission to sign the papers? It's a narrow, tight bound between the cold reality of impact and the evolving belief that perhaps, just perhaps, pure skill should have the final word.
Female fighter fights a male fighter. I don't know, bro. That's cold. Because if he really whoop her ass.
But she calling him out.
I know, but like, I could see this backfiring. I wouldn't do it, bro.
I'll fight him at 154.
Bro, that shit would be crazy.
So serious.
She look kind of thick, too.
Yeah, she gonna watch that.
But
what if she don't?
Like, they gonna make her
he
like...
might he knock her
My
out.
nigga, if he beat the shit out of her, this gonna backfire on him, bro. He shouldn't do it.
Bro.
If he gonna get slandered like that,
yes, bro.
That's gonna be bad for him.
Is he considering taking the fade?
Hey, he can't. In no way can he win in that fight. Even if he win, he loses.
Yeah.
Like he can't win in that fight, bro.
You beating up a girl. First of all, you can't even win because first of all, you enter in the ring with her. That's a loss.
They're gonna say you won because you're a girl.
That's a loss, bitch. He gonna do it like the Hawk? No, that's crazy, dog.
I mean, would you do it though?
For the chili, yeah.
They was like, you got to box Heather. Celebrity match.
I'm gonna get in there and punch on her. I'm gonna punch on Heather and that motherfucker. But that's cool.
Teddy Atlas isn't just talking about talent. He's talking about ghosts. He sees the gold around Claressa Shields' neck, the undefeated streaks, and the belts across every division. But he senses a void where a rival's shadow should be. In this sport, you aren't just defined by your own hand. You are forged in the fire of an equal. Without that one legendary dance partner to push her to the brink, Shields is left hunting for a ghost in the wrong room. She's calling out the men not just for noise, but to find a mirror that finally reflects her own limit, desperately chasing the kind of high-stakes friction that turns a great career into an immortal legacy.
Is some of the greatness of what Claressa Shields is doing going to be taken away because she doesn't have the dance partner? It doesn't seem like there's anybody there, especially at the heavyweight division, for her to dance with.
Yeah, that's a good point. That's probably the most important point as far as her legacy. She's going to have a great legacy as, you know, if not the greatest of all time, one of the greatest of all time. Definitely going to be in that conversation. She's going to be in that group. You know, she's going to be in that group of 3 or 4 great women. But she don't have... She's got the titles. That's pretty special. She's got the divisions. See, that's where she separates herself. She's won in so many different weight categories, so many different weight divisions, where she's got that. And she's got the 0, of course, at the end of her record. So she's got all of that. She's technically so solid. John David Jackson should get credit.
Claressa Shields doesn't just walk to the ring. She carries the weight of an era, a multi-division force that has stripped the word impossible from the boxing lexicon. She has dismantled every wall in her path, dominating the female ranks until the only mirrors left to reflect her power were found in the men's gym. When she calls out a name like Rolando Romero, it isn't just noise, it's a calculated strike against the sport's oldest gender lines. She watches as the narratives shift, claiming Romero even spun a phantom story of a meeting that never was, a hollow defense born of pure intimidation. To Shields, his fiction is the ultimate white flag, a quiet admission that her reputation in the square circle is a shadow he simply cannot outrun.
Why don't I like Rolly? Well, I actually thought that me and Rolly were actually pretty cordial till he just lied on me recently. This boy said that I said he would never be nothing and put him out of a car. He got this whole fabricated story that never happened. I really can't believe that Rolly did that just because he's afraid of the conversation of if me and him was to fight, that I feel like I can be like that I can out him in a fight. I didn't say knock him out or that I was more stronger than him.
Once you paste it, I'll channel that cinematic Netflix documentary energy. Think sweeping vistas, a swelling orchestral score, and a narrator who makes even the smallest detail feel like a turning point in history. I'll make sure the flow is seamless and emotional while strictly adhering to your word count limit.